They're performers, aren't they?
Sound check.
Well, g'day there. Welcome back to another vocal analysis here at Voice Essentials. Today I am coming good with a promise I made in the comments of one of my videos. It was an analysis video of Nightwish doing Phantom of the Opera. Of course, it was of Floor Jansen, and a relatively recent concert compared to the one I am now going to review, because I was told in the comments that you can't review the Floor Jansen one without having reviewed what many commenters made the suggestion is the original and the best performance of this song, Phantom of the Opera, with one of Nightwish's preceding lead vocalists before Floor, which is who is Tarja Turunen. I came into the the global appreciation of Nightwish with Floor being my first exposure to Nightwish, and love them and love the symphonic metal sound that they produce and the arrangements. There's not much I don't love about Nightwish. But I made the promise that I would go back and have a watch of this. This is from the End of an Era DVD back in 2005, again, if my research serves. This apparently, for many of you, is the standard. This apparently for many of you is what is the pinnacle of this particular presentation of this song. Before we get going, we are going to get going. I do want to just make one more comment. In that other video, I made the comment that I used the word opera, and there was quite a few people who felt it was their responsibility to correct my use of that term. I want to clarify, and I actually put a clarification in that video, and the reason I'm making the clarification is because I may well use the term opera again in this piece. First clarification, yes, I know that, strictly speaking, Phantom of the Opera, written by Andrew Lloyd Webber, is, strictly speaking, a musical theatre piece. The point I guess I was making is it employs more classical stylistic features than what your typical, even just simply legit music theatre employs. So music theatre has a great spectrum of style. You can go all the way from, if we're just talking music theatre, from something like Phantom of the Opera, all the way through to rock opera and, something like chess, or pop idiom like Wicked, or the names escape me right now, but you get my point, right? And they all employ different vocal idioms, and the point I was simply making, and I think we'll find ourselves making similar observation in this, is there are very classical, very opera-like stylistic features in the vocal presentation. I feel like I'm digging myself an even bigger hole. Let's dive in and have a listen to Tarja singing. Am I saying her name correctly? Tarja. Regardless of how you pronounce her name, her voice is spectacular. Let's dive in. Oh, and by the way, we're also listening to Marko in this piece as well, which is almost the exact opposite end of the spectrum of vocal, and we get to hear some really heavy distorted vocals in this. Hit the play button, Daniel. Here we go. Before we get to, I'm getting a bit too carried away in watching this. I am enjoying this. My jury is out as to which version I prefer more. Controversial statement, because some of you swore black and blue that this is the standard version. I tell you what I am enjoying is Marko's presentation of it. And because ultimately what Nightwish are doing with this piece is they're appropriating it, right? They are not doing this as they're not doing it as an opera. And I don't think they're doing it as music theatre either. I think they're doing it as symphonic metal. And I think Marko's vocal presentation of it, for my liking, is more in keeping with that symphonic metal rendition than what is it? Was it Hank Port that did the other one with Floor? And I know that there was a reason for Hank being involved in that other performance, but from a symphonic metal point of view, I think I prefer. Yeah, I'll go as far as to say I prefer Marko's sort of vocal presentation. You might like to make your comments below, politely, calmly, and in a friendly manner. We're all friends here at Voice Essentials. Regardless of our preferences, we're all friends. Let's take it back, because and it might take me a little bit more to decide, which version I prefer for the Christine presentation, the female vocal. Do I prefer Floor, or do I? And maybe we don't need to come to a point of speaking a preference. Maybe we can allow them to just sit as equal yet different. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Let's jump back in. They do have a very similar facial look, don't they, Floor and Tarja? I know they're different people. I wonder whether any of you know the significance of the yellow mic. Nothing to do with anything other than it's just visually noticeable. And so typically when something's as visually noticeable as that, there's a reason. And I'd just be interested to find out what it is.
And speaks my name, and do I dream again? For now I find the phantom of the opera is here inside my mind.
The DVD production is cool. I like the camera angle.
Say once again with me, I stray to it. My power over you grows stronger yet. I know you.
I just love the, dare I say, the deadpan delivery of Marko. I just love the fact that he's just delivering it right down the barrel. I just I like it.
Over you grows stronger yet. I know you turn from me to glass behind. The phantom of the opera is there.
Just have a listen to the way Marko's, one could, and I've made these comments before, might have even been on some of the Nightwish stuff. The people who are uninitiated with distorted vocal, heavier vocal genres like symphonic metal, but more often you can observe this in death and screamo and those sorts of things. People can make the mistake of thinking this is just unadulterated screaming and noise. But it's not, and have a listen to the way Marko, you hear the voice move into that really colourful, toneful resonance. Just for a moment, he just allows the voice to step out of that speech load into a very melodic resonance. Just have a listen to it, and you hear it just for a moment, but it really shows he's not just a yeller, he's a singer.
Those who have seen your face,
They're performers, aren't they? You don't get to be at the level of Nightwish, even back in 2005, and not have developed a stage presence that is captivating, and it's just these little aspects of the performance that there's a reason it made it onto the DVD, because it's spectacular.
Those who have seen your face,
Referencing the mask, yeah?
My sweet little here, your spirit and my voice, they won't combine. The phantom of the opera is here, inside your
So everything up until this point from Tarja has been what I would describe as quite classical. One could explore the idea of operatic. I can just read the comments being written right now. All the keyboard warriors. And it has been. And it's been contrasted against Marko, which has been quite very contemporary, sort of heavy rock vocal.
When all your fantasies you always knew that man and mystery when he discovering when night is light the testimony of their eyes
We're still quite classical there for Tarja. I love the contrast. The audience with the clap. That's awesome. Oh, sorry, I paused right in the middle of that. We'll take it back and have a listen to it. What is she hitting for the top note there? Where are we? 353. Yeah, I think they both stand in their own right. If I was to give it, like I said, I prefer Marko's rendition of it, coming at it purely from the point of view of symphonic metal. And because I felt like, and I think I made this comment in the original analysis video of the Floor Jansen presentation of this piece, the Hank, is it Hank? I hope I'm remembering that correctly. Vocal was far more in music theatre, and apparently that's perfectly understandable because he's a music theatre singer, not a metal singer. And whereas I think with Marko we hear that really definite, distorted vocal growl, and I love it. I love it. I love it in keeping with the style. I am going to be so interested to read your comments. I know some of you come to it with a great sense of prejudice and nostalgia, because some of you really harken back to the Nightwish days of pre-Floor. But of course, I come to Nightwish with Floor being first and foremost, and I do love Floor's voice. I do. I enjoyed Tarja's voice. I did, but I think this will be controversial. I think I prefer Floor's. I think everyone gets to stand on their own, and deservedly so. Both amazing singers, and it's just purely personal preference. I hope you've enjoyed today's vocal analysis, and we do these analyses once or twice a week, and so I'd love for you to subscribe and join our ever-growing family of Learn to Sing singers, because we are a Learn to Sing channel here at Voice Essentials. We'd love for you to join our ever-growing community here at Voice Essentials. I'll see you in the next video. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.